Do you ever wonder about the dangers of digital technology overuse? Jarl Bentzen has, and the next talk will be about what he thinks could help us.
Sorry about that. The world is changing. It always has. What is changing a lot is technology. Every day, new innovations are being released to the public. I think it's great that we were able to create these things like smartphones, tablets, computers, etc. But when we make them, we buy them, and then we use them. When we use them, it's fun, and it makes our lives easier. In the past, I would have to go to my local library or ask somebody for a piece of information. Now, I can turn on my phone, search it up, and get the answer in seconds. This development is amazing. In the future, we're probably going to use digital technology for almost everything. But I believe the hours we spend on digital technology has gone way too far. Over half the kids, 1 to 8, go on apps daily. 92% of teenagers go online daily. I used to write a lot of stories for school or in my free time. I really enjoyed it too. I think of the craziest things. I have a very creative mind. But when I got older and I started to use screens for everything, my creative mind was gone. I found myself at school doing a creative writing unit. I was excited and ready to write a fantastic story. But then I was told to write my work on a tablet. I've been using this tablet for quite a while now, and when I had to think of an idea, my mind was blank. I spent most of my time each day on screens. I spent 6 hours at school on screens, and then when I was done, I would do homework at home for 2 to 3 hours. When I was done with that, I would watch TV or play games until I had to go to bed. I spent a lot of my time on screens. One day, I asked myself if this is healthy. So, I decided to find out what happens with overuse of digital technology. What I found out, I never even imagined would be possible. I found the information for kids very shocking. The overuse of screen devices have very significant effects on the developing brains of children. Not only that, but they will also have problems with dealing with emotions, fear, aggression, hyperactivity, insensitivity, appetite for violence, and may develop a stimulus addiction for all symptoms of overuse of screens. According to the Center for Parenting Child Organization, a child should not be exposed to more than 2 hours of screens a day. If it is exposed to more than 2 hours of screens a day, the child's brain cannot develop properly. Another problem with screens is that when we use them, we don't move. And because of this overuse of screens, it increases child obesity numbers. National Institute of Health at Yale University and California Pacific Medical Center conducted a review of 173 studies completed since 1980 that examined how media influences obesity, tobacco, drug and alcohol use, sexual behavior, low academic achievement, and ADHD. In 75% of these studies, the researchers indicated that the more time a child spends with screens and media, the more likely he or she is to have negative health outcomes. A study done in Israel, where they exposed cow eyes, which are very similar to human eyes, to the heat and radiation cell phones give off. They found that, if done long enough, that little bubbles started to form in the lens of the eye. Then, 6 years ago, researchers in India said the same thing, pointing out that it's not just the radiation heats up your eyeball, but that the eye does not have a good way to dissipate the heat into the rest of your body. Now, I don't think we should all throw away our phones and break our TVs. I think we all need to find a balance between screens, sports, hobbies, and work. If you're a teacher and your students have to type things on tablets or computers, if they'd rather do it by hand, then let them do it. If you're a student and you have to type something on the computer or a tablet, If you'd rather do it by hand, then ask. If you need to contact somebody and they're right down the hall, just go and talk to them in person instead of emailing them. If you're a parent and you'd like your own child to reduce the time they spend on screens, be a role model and reduce your own time. If you do believe that you do spend too much time on screens, just try to reduce the number of hours slowly until you get a nice, healthy amount. Thank you.